This video will cover the destructive mindset most of us have been indoctrinated with, how it weakens your growth as a person in and out of the game, how to avoid it, and understand that the sooner we get rid of it, the better our overall growth will be. Hello everyone, this is Mitten. I'm going to talk about one of the most asked questions during my coaching sessions. What do I need to do to effectively improve at the game? Now, I will be breaking down this answer into multiple parts to effectively explain each topic one at a time. So if you like the concepts that I'll be explaining, feel free to subscribe so you can know when the next video launches. There are many topics to improvement, so I will be tackling each concept individually for ease of digestion. This first one will be covering a toxic mindset and an effective mindset. The toxic mindset in question is something most of us have been taught in our early childhood and has been reinforced throughout most of our lives, making us think it's the only way to progress, when in reality, it has been slowly degenerating our potential for growth. This mindset is the results-oriented mentality. This type of mindset looks for success through external social merits or instant gratification. Taking the United States education system as an example, most schools reward students for the grades they receive and not for the effort each student took to get to that level. These grades would be met with instant gratification, whether by being placed in very high regards by the teachers, being placed in the honor roll, being called gifted, among many other things. This, in theory, invites students to pursue more motivation to continue, and while that can be relatively true, in practice, simply many people raised in this environment fear challenge, they fear rejection, and they fear losing especially, because they know that losing is bad and winning is good. They correlate instant gratification as a symbol that they are getting better. But by avoiding challenges or ignoring the process of, eventually many others will sweep right past them. Once they notice that this happens, they start to doubt themselves. Their fabricated pride begins to dwindle, and their motivation to improve dies along with everything. In Smash, a results-oriented mentality will have the player looking for some sort of validation. This could be either being in the power ranks of a region, winning a specific tournament, being the number one player in a region, or in some cases, the number one character in a region. While these are good goals, yes, playing for improvement using these goals in mind will very often create bad development habits. This is because when looking for external validation or direct winning results, we are not guaranteed success, which will lead to bad emotional states because you practiced all this time with the main purpose to win. This can lead to a false perspective that you essentially wasted your time, and while being blinded to this, you don't see the truth behind your growth. You forget the countless hours you poured into your growth, the literal blood and sweat you shed for the purpose of you becoming better. A lot of people who use a results-driven mentality tend to fall into what I call the main character mentality, which means you feel like your growth is not on par with other players because you think you're the only player practicing or putting time into the game, as if everyone else is an NPC on a video game waiting to interact with you, when in reality everyone is growing at their own pace, some more than you, some the same pace as you, and some just slower than you. This is especially apparent when you fight someone and destroy them one day, and then 2 weeks later you play them again, and this time you're the one getting destroyed, which makes you think you got worse, when in reality, the other person just had a more effective training regimen than you. Now, let's look at an effective mindset, and I'll explain at the end how you can apply this mindset to yourself while slowly weakening your results mindset. The effective mindset that I mentioned is called a goal-driven mindset. It is the unshakable mindset. This mindset focuses on inner growth, focusing on the idea that growth is a journey. It is different per person, but anyone can make it there with the correct foundations. This goal-driven mindset allows us to focus on what matters, which is our individual growth as a player. Goal-driven players will focus on setting simple goals such as learn how to move effectively. This goal has a large amount of subdivisions, making it very overwhelming for those who don't quite know how to break it down properly. Breaking this goal, you will notice that there is a lot to take from these goals, such as mid-range control, stage control, wave landing, grounded and aerial movement, horizontal and vertical burst range, among many other things. Your initial goal is to take the simplest yet most effective form of movement and mastering that essential fundamental. Once you learn this, you will notice that everything else will simply take knowledge from past fundamental ideas, which in turn will make the learning process easier. As an example, let's talk about why pro players learn characters at a way faster level than most other players. This is because of their fundamental knowledge of the game that they have already picked up learning their character of choice. All of the important fundamentals are there in their muscle memory, and they only need to take what matters for the new character they're learning. So you see, they're not reinventing the wheel every time they pick up a new character. They're working on the already established tools in their arsenal and creating new views from them. With a goal-driven mindset, you will notice tangible results from your own growth. You will come to notice that completing new tasks will become easier the more you complete each new challenge presented. Even though you lose, you will see that in this game, you were able to perform the tasks you were working on much more effectively than last time. You will gain a sense of pride from that, and you will strive to continue further because you acknowledge the consistent work on your skills using this format will help further your growth effectively. One way you can use these goals for your own benefit is by writing down meaningful goals into a piece of paper, sticky note, anything like that. Make sure you place it on your own play area for faster access, and make sure to read it before each game. These goals would be written in the form of an objective, so you make your brain think it's important. This can be, as an example, cover normal getup during ledge trapping more. This goal alone will enforce you to watch for normal getup habits and apply methods that force the opponent to normal getup more, such as attacking the air to signal the opponent they cannot just jump for free. There will be more details about goal settings on the follow-up video. It is important to know the pros and cons of each mentality. So remember, results-driven mentality. You become fueled by a limited desire to grow. Learning only to win competitions can very easily stagnate your growth. The moment you find someone who is strong and that person beats you, you will find that you lose confidence in yourself very easily. You constantly feel overwhelmed. When someone appears stronger, you think that you have a lot to work on, but you are simply lost in what you need to work on. This negativity, in turn, becomes a mental barrier towards your improvement. You become focused on validation and immediate results. Results to you means everything. If you win, no matter how badly you performed, you're a good player. If you lose, you're instantly bad, no matter how well you performed. This mentality holds you back and prevents you from growing. You will try to avoid conflict or challenge that put your metrics at risk. Metrics in Smash could be the online ranking points, or GSP, as an example. By challenging these conflicts less, you give yourself less chances to improve. Thus, your growth becomes limited. If you're easily beat by someone, you will feel overwhelmed and shut down, and this can be correlated to getting anxious or getting tilted. Admitting you felt short on something feels very painful to you, so you avoid telling yourself something within your gameplay needs work. Rather, you blame external sources, thus you miss a lot on important lessons. Now, with a goal-driven mentality, you will absorb information faster. You will gain boosted confidence. You will have a boosted performance even. You will have an accelerated improvement on your abilities. Mistakes to you as a goal-driven player are not a sign that you are incapable for growth. Mistakes are seen instead as opportunities to improve. You gain the ability to embrace challenges with open arms. Results to you are a tiny stepping stone. The rest of the game is a long-term goal towards eventual dominance. You will develop a trust in your own abilities to learn and become better. By doing this, winning won't have a desperate attachment to results, rather a chance to continue growing more as a player. You will understand that results are temporary and will fluctuate. In doing so, you will embrace challenges, be open to losses and lessons learned. You will continuously feel a drive for improvements because you know there is more going onwards. Learning all of this first requires the ability to be vulnerable. This is a very long process filled with lots of mistakes and failures. When done in a competitive setting, like Smash, it also adds additional social stress and anxiety. In this context, negative feedback can be painful. Because of this, most players avoid challenges and feedback, so they dodge the bullet to feel safe and confident, causing them to miss out on the greatest sources for learning: perspective. This is a big consequence of a results mindset. However, a goal-driven mindset will allow the person to lose the feeling of pressure, allowing themselves to learn openly, growing faster and stronger. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, as it helps me create more content for you all. As most of you know, I offer Smash Ultimate Coaching, so if you're interested in getting coached by me, the video with all the details is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you all have a great rest of your day.